Right, Ledgers. Can everybody hear me? And can you see the Prime XBT website? And we will begin. How's everybody? Hope you all been good. Uh, May get stopped out of my F long, but is what it is. Just one. I'm not gonna get them all. But I'll explain all the reasoning behind it. We'll break it down. See it from the best way to approach charts. Quick a question somebody asked. In my opinion, is it clear? Is it clear? In my opinion, when you approach a chart, imagine you're not in any trades. Okay, imagine it's a flat chart, it's a market you're not trading, and view it from that point of view. If you view it from that point of view, usually you're not so emotional and you're more logical about your decisions. Okay, so even though in my F swing long, it's a wider stop, but it's a trend continuation play for me, which sometimes comes all the way back, sometimes goes off. But the risk is in place no matter what. That why the stop has that allocated risk I use. Anyways, this before we start, just want to get the necessities out of the way with. Welcome once again to Bitcoin for Ledger's live weekly stream. Before I start, I want to thank our partners, Prime XBT, for making it happen. If you like these streams and you learn, use the link in the description and then use code trader1sz. So you open the account. In the settings there's an area called trader1sz. Well, you can, in the promo code area, you type that in and then you deposit to get that up to 7k bonus. Terms and conditions, with Prime you can trade many markets. You can trade crypto, FX, commodities, stock indices, so many markets. Okay. And finally, nothing in this video constitutes financial advice. Anything shared is for educational purposes only. Let's get the likes up and we'll get started. Share the video if you can. And let's get kicking right in. So, I did a video on the weekend and I spoke about these rallies up. So I played the F long initially. I played some Bitcoin a bit, but F was main one. And we played towards range highs, these clean highs here. I gave the detailed breakdown for that. For now, we are still range bound, okay? And I'm going to give a few different ideas. I may be wrong on my F, but I'm going to give it from a point of view as if I wasn't in, like I said at the beginning. And then from there, I will go on whether I want to short the market or not. Now, I closed all my alts in the morning. I only had ES open and tweeted in the morning. I closed all the alt plays. Some break even, some underwater, some above water. Hardly anything made of the alts. What's it called? I had to cut them. I've got F long running. It's underwater at the moment. I've got a better average entry, so I started to scale in. Nearly at the top, but that was there's a reason for that, which I'll explain. Based on my strategy, it's like more of a mechanical play that is. So let's start now. Let's do the. I'm going to give a basic breakdown of the Bitcoin idea, and Bitcoin for now hasn't given me a short trigger just yet that I want to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with this bigger chart, okay? Could it still be range bound? I still think it would say range bound. If I want to look for longs, it's going to be short-lived longs. Now, if it wants to nuke from here, I'm going to plan for that as well. But at the moment, I mean, I'm having a bit of distorted views between Bitcoin and ES and gold. So I'm just holding ES F for now. If I get stopped, I get stopped. We'll take it from there. So let's start. So what we got here is in that video, I'm going to start from scratch. What we got here is we got this as our initial range high. So we rallied. That was the first high made. And after that, we had that high. That's that previous all-time high we had. And then it got back below, deviated. There's a retest there, sell-off, and that made more or less range low area. And it came up there, close enough for a retest back here. So that was the range. When he broke that, that became the range. Okay? So all the range. Smaller time frame, higher time frame, however you want to see it. Now, if we continue, this zone here, so the initial range high and the previous all-time high was a key area for us. And this is a key low made. So once it deviated back below, back above, retest, once it broke out, boom, fired off. I assumed my F long idea was based on something like this, where it's going to hit the 2030s and then the big nuke. Maybe happening now. Maybe the top is in. I don't know. I don't really care either. And as we move forward, we can see we've got this as our support. I'm just getting the context together first. Save your questions, please. Save your questions. And then we got with that region support, it deviated back above and then retested the minimum. So I'll explain that. So this region here didn't need to be retested because we had the consolidation there and then it just took off. So there's multiple scenarios I mapped out in that. One was the aggressive entry with clear validation, and the other was the confirmation. Confirmation came in once it reclaimed. It's key area here. So I took a small Bitcoin. My main one was F, which I posted live, and then the rest there, and then it sweep these stops there. Done. Now what are we doing now? So what I'm going to do is, so that's just the context set. So if I wanted to, I mean, what I wanted to see ideally, I still think it could happen, and I'm going to give my reasoning why it could. And if it doesn't, who cares? We're going to short the market. Is this here, this within this range? Okay. So initially I thought, I mean, I got a range level here around this region here. So possibly what I was thinking, because we've had multiple attempts here, if I go to the daily chart, if I clean this up for a second, you'll see my reasoning behind it. This is like an untested area here, okay, around here, and this is our range high. So I mean, we're still at the initial range high area. This could still change. I'm not too confident, but I'm gonna go over scenarios. What I want to see for a trigger plan. Relax. Whoever keeps saying nuke coming, right? You guys, the more you say nuke coming, the more I'm convinced the market's gonna turn. If it's gonna nuke, it's gonna nuke. I don't know. Only God knows. So when we go to the lower time frame, you see Bitcoin still around this region. So ideally, what I wanted to see was something like this. And then if it did that deviate, that in my opinion would probably be the big short I'm looking for. If it happens, it can still happen. We're still range bound till proven otherwise. Okay, we haven't left the range from there. And then I'll probably play it towards maybe first target here, and then maybe even wipe these out. So we are still technically range bound. If you're going to talk about nukes, it's a nuke within the range for now until proven otherwise. Is it not? It's still range bound. It can still, if it starts to break down from here, I'll look for entry. It could still do this for the rest of the year. Who knows? Okay. I don't know. So, what I also have in that video I mentioned is I'm happy to play this range, and I'll go over the trigger plans for that. And the big breakout plan where I believe it's going to trend would be, I would just see it as a range. Break below, a hold below this time. This time around is breaking below here, from there towards there. If it breaks and hold belows here, from there, I mean, I don't know if it's going to go down there, but you can never rule it out with Bitcoin. But let's just focus on here if it comes here. So that would be my range. That's my range. This is my range. If it breaks out, that's it. So it's all some sort of range, regardless how we see it. Yes, I do like Mango Rubicon. Thank you. I do. So that's just setting the context. Does that make sense? There's no trade plans. It's just setting the context. Okay. Now, what do we do here? We go to the next chart. So what I'm looking at here is this same area. So I'm just gonna mark out range low with this. Okay, that's range low, and I'm using this as my range high now. Okay, because that's the initial high made. Deviation. It broke above that. It's still holding that for now. If it does something like this and it starts breaking down, then I'm gonna look for short scenarios, and I'm playing here target 1, target 2. If it nukes further, but still technically these are still objectives. If it goes now in one candle, so be it. So what? I missed a trade. Next trade. Who cares? Okay. I mean, most of you missed all this. Most of this, I mean, I caught. If you look at the previous review, we caught this the whole down move. Okay. Then we caught the whole up move. So one little loss here means nothing to me. Okay. I milked the fuck out of this, and I milked the fuck out of this, and I milked the fuck out of this as well, and this one. So I'm okay taking one, two less donation back to the market. Every now and again, you gotta give charity. Give charity back to the market. Okay, so keeping in mind we've got that. Now what I'm going to do is that's just to set the context forward. We're going to mark out the the trading levels or range levels I'm using to place trade ideas. So that chart comes with the chart we've been looking at for a while. Let me bring it up. No, where's it going? Nope. 1 second. Give me a second. bring it up on mother screen, and then bring it forward. SBTC bumping. Yeah, I'll get to SBTC. SBTC was one of the reasons I was looking at here. Now, this is coming to support right now. If I look at this, let me just delete some of these levels. Okay, keep it clean. Delete that. Delete that. That's the low. That's where we got out. If you remember, I played all the way back up. If I look at the monthly chart, okay, keep emotions to a side. There's no room for emotions in trading. You're getting emotional after the drop. Why are you not getting emotional at the beginning of the drop? Simple as that. If you're getting emotional now, oh God, you're not really a trader. You know what I mean? You get emotional, just play the range. If I look at this right now, the start of the year, what's been capping the upside for this year? It's been January's high. Okay. Now, this is where I'm constructing a trade plan. Now, first, I set the context. Once I set the context, then I'm looking at how I frame the trade trigger plan. Okay. So we've got this here. What we did was we took out last month's high, last month's low, and we got it back above, and that's it. That's neutralized this candle so far. At the moment, from a monthly perspective, it's still above the monthly open. Okay. Hello, Josh. How are you? We're still above the monthly open. Let's not get too excited just yet. However, the monthly open will be a key area. Now, if things do nuke, we're going to have a plan in place to get that. So I'm going to mark out the monthly open there. Okay, so let's mark that in purple. We're going to label it monthly open. If you're too emotional, please leave the stream. I do not have tolerance for men with estrogen, high levels of estrogen. We keep calm, collected, and we trade the market both ways. If we're wrong, we're wrong. You have risk in place for that. That's why you stop classes. That's why you have identified risk. Okay, so check your estrogen levels right now. You got 30 seconds. If it's above one, leave. I don't have time. So we've got this here now. Could this be a level of interest here? Okay, so where I'd be looking for short, ideally, I mean, there's a couple of levels here. Okay, so a couple of plans would be, well, this is still support, isn't it? Are we in agreement that that the January's high is still SR level for now? Okay, you played this move, well done. You missed this whole leg, which I played, and I got out to the tick, and I got into the tick, and I played this whole leg up. So, I mean, come on. I'm gonna tap my shoulder there. I'm gonna have a gotta have a victory cigarette, collect some clout. You get me? It's a clout time now. Understand? Now, keep in mind this is still key support. Yes, like the video, please. So there's a couple of scenarios here that could happen. Okay, one is some sort of long from around here. We will get onto in a minute. The second scenario is if you get below here and then deviates back above, that's a possible long. Because that's telling me the market is unable to hold back below the key. This is the main pivot for me now. Because that was the main resistance to start the year for me. Proof of that was the inability to hold above it. Once I got back, remember the short from there in the stream that I called the live short from there, posted? So this is the main important level for me. Hence why one of the reasons for why I'm holding onto that ETH position, because if it's gonna turn, it's gonna turn soon. Now, if I get stopped out on ETH, so be it. Next trade. So keep in mind that level. Now I don't know which one the market's gonna give us. Now I could either like for my ETH example, well, I went long because I knew what I was wrong, regardless. So I couldn't be bothered waiting because I had a tired week, non-stop at the market. I thought, I'm gonna enter it. I know what I'm wrong. It's either gonna be a win or a loss. Risk is in place. So that's what sometimes I do. That sometimes after a good big winning streak, instead of going crazy in the markets, I'll take one position and leave it. Sometimes I take it out as well, but they're split because they're all high beta plays, aren't they? All correlated plays. Now, get the likes up. There's about 2,000 of you here. So keep in mind what I just said. Now we're going to refine it intra-week. Okay? It doesn't matter where I'm from, Fed. We've got a Fed here. Now what we're going to do is what's capping the upside right now. So there's a couple of levels we're going to look at. Okay? We're going to look at... this is the level that stands out to me that's obvious. as a objective area. If it's gonna go up, the same way up, we're gonna do downside as well. Because the downside levels are clear for us. Okay, it's the upside levels that we don't have yet. In case it does scam, I'm gonna prepare for both plans. The type of people I can't stand is yes, it could go up and down. Yes, bitch, it could go up and down. That's why I gotta prepare for it up and down. Okay, now, so we got that there. Now, short term. So those are going to be the two objectives. Okay. After that, the short term, what we've got here, short term is what's capping the upside is this. So now we've got a range to work with. Okay. BTC is approaching previous day's low. So that's a stop position. The previous day's low is going to be a key area to watch for a possible reversal. I'm not saying it is, or possible trend continuation. Lower. It's also going to be hinged around that. So I'm going to mark that out. Okay. So we've got this. Remove the girth from that. And we do that in dashed line, just so it's there. So now we're stuck. Now, either we're going to do something like this. If for a bullish thesis, either that doesn't mean we can't play shorts from here to there, and it could evolve to something bigger. But scenario one, just the basics, is if it's going to deviate here, just like it did here, it could do. Wipe out some stops. And then if it reclaims, I'll be looking for longs. Target, your mom's tits. There we go. Hang on. So that's going to be my trigger, invalidation and clean break below. And then at which point I flip target 1, target 2, and target 3. Okay, T1. If it does this, that doesn't mean it's a long now. If it follows the plan. T3, and that's my trigger if it does that. Okay, just like I had trigger plan for the shorts when it was down here. As if it breaks down, that's the shorting area. You're playing it towards target, target, target. Same thing to that side. Now, if it gets below the monthly open, game fucking over. Okay? I'll be looking for break below. I'll be looking for shorting opportunity. Yeah. My pen is fucking. Oh, is it my mouse? Greg's Donuts. Yes. Yo, I had a nice Greg's one today. Cheese and onion pasty. You can't beat the Greg's cheese and onion pasty. I don't give a fuck what you say. If you talk bad about Greg's, you get blocked from the stream. Target 1. Target just playing the range towards the mid-range. As mid-range has shown proof that this is the range low for now. Are we in agreement here? Does that make sense? So below there is where I'm going to look for my shorts. I would cut. Fuck the longs. Bear bulls have no father figure at that point. And bears take over. Bears become the dad. And I would be shorting the fuck out of this if that happens. Okay? But for now, it's still key support. You're getting excited over sharp move up and down. That's just balanced this move up. Where is it balanced the move up? It's balanced the move up at above support, January's high. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, you know what? I haven't tried the vegan sausage roll. Even though, I take the piss out of vegans. No, I don't have Instagram. Whoever's making Instagrams of me, they're all imposters. Make it clear here. I don't have an Instagram. If I do, it's only for personal friends and you won't even know. It's a completely different name. Whoever's scamming you guys, there's some Instagram guys, right, with TraderSZ name. They've got like about 50k followers. Are they like bots you buy or something? One's got a 50k. I've seen a 140k one as well. And somehow, I don't know why, one of them had a blue badge. It's not even me. Like, fucking hell. So I don't know how you fucking manage that one. We will get to ETHUSD. Be patient. This will tell you what ETHUSD is going to do. Okay? We will do ETHUSD. Relax. No, I haven't tried that. I just get a cheese and onion pasta. And then that little margarita pizza thing they got. I like that as well. So, let's continue now. Look at the daily now. Now, we are still above yesterday's low. You're getting horny over a candlestick. Don't get horny over candlestick because this same candlestick may go up your ass as well. So relax. It's a bit of a sharpy point there. You don't want to be dealing with that shit. Okay? So, let's keep your emotions intact. Be logical. What's going on here? We're above key support. We closed above key support. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 bullish candles. 4 bullish candles. You're getting horny over one move like this. Well done. Give yourself a tap on the back. Do you know how stupid you sound now? Does that make sense? 4 up mega daily candles move. You get horny over this. That's small dick energy. What the fuck's wrong with you? and we're at support. Let us at least break support, close below here, then we can all get horny together. But let's not get horny over one candle. I'll be the first one to get horny. I will start spit roasting everybody. But still, the point is, the fuck's happened here? You know what I mean? So let's carry on. Now we draw out where the stops are going to be resting. The stops are going to be resting, obviously, below previous day's low. And that was one thing I was worried about with the ETH long I took. But that's why my stop is wider for that reason. Okay. And that's an aggressive play. See, sometimes I don't like sharing plays like that because I can absorb those kind of drawdowns because my risk is in check. But you get the average Joe copying. And I think I'm gonna stop posting live trades. I just some people don't know how to manage my risk. Like if you're a type of idiot that just fucking thinks you go all in on one trade, fucking hell. I don't know what to say. So that's Monday's low. Remember, the blue level is gonna be Monday's low. Well, no, sorry, Tuesday's low. Sorry, Monday's low. We're gonna mark that out. So right now we are being capped with intra-week. Intra-week we are capped by the obviously this level here, but intra-week price start of the week will be here, there. So let's see if we get consolidation here. So what I'll be looking for trigger plans, okay, will be go down to lower time frame. Ideally, I want to run of these stops here. If it can run these, there's gonna be two types of plays I'm gonna be looking for. Okay, I'm gonna keep it level to level just in case they do form a lower high. But let's keep it logical, reasonable. If it does a run of these, you wait. Then you want to see some consolidation and then reclaim. By default, I have a trigger based on invalidation, cut and a clean break below. There, I'm going to take my long based on the higher time frame context that I just explained. Target 1, target 2, range bound environment. And then we probably take out these guys here. Okay? These are short term. Target T1, T2, stops there, and T3. Does that make sense so far? It has to do X, Y, Z before I get my trigger. If it doesn't, no trigger for me. So, the other scenario is, okay, now this is where I want to see a daily close because right now, I mean, I'm not very clear on ES right now. I got stopped out on ES. Um, my short plan actually did go to plan. I got out the short, make some decent money on the short. I tried to flip long. I don't know. I'm not in sync with ES right now. I know when I am in sync with ES right now, I am not in sync with ES. I can mark out a chart and say that's support, but that's not mean I'm taking a trade. I don't have that conviction. Something feels off to me. I'm gonna give him a reason why. We got gold going up, we got dollar going up, we got ES coming down. Sometimes you have that short breaks in correlations that I normally like. That's when my system thrives. When I don't have what I want to see, I tweak my system to suit that. But normally I need to see 1 or 2 days of that unfold. If it's some sort of proper risk off starting, proper bear market shit starting, then I'll go with that. But for now, I'm not in sync, and that's fine for me. I've milked the fuck out of it past couple of weeks. It's time to take a break, or take my foot off the gas until I feel comfortable. Now for the short ideas, okay. For the short ideas, if I was to mark out Monday's range, just check it here. I haven't checked out Monday's range for this day so far. Let me just check the overall range for the week. Mid range comes in here. Okay, we could test the monthly open as well. So worst case scenario, if I was to take this trade, if it was to close below here today, unless it gets there in 1 day, then okay, so be it. I missed it. But I'm probably not going to take anything right now. I'm very. This is where sometimes you have a good winning streak. You do stupid things. I can feel it. I mean, even I want to do some stupid things. Okay, I just want. I feel like doing it as well. I'm human as well. But I cut back. If I'm going to take something, I do smaller risk or leave it. So what we're gonna do? Oh yeah, all alts are getting wrecked. You know what I mean? It's nothing new. I want to rejoin the Matic shorts. I still believe the higher time frames is lower, but I played the bear market rallies as well. I'll get on more board Matic later on. Maybe the next stream, if I know what Bitcoin's gonna do, if Bitcoin comes back within the range, then yes, I will look for alts and start posting plan for it. But I think we milked the Matic shorts as well. Did you guys play those? I got out. Nearly the bottom of the Matic. But I mean, if he's still holding that, you would have been praying for a fucking drop right now. You're only relieved because he's dropping right now because that skews most of you out because he didn't take profits. And something like that, if it closes below today and then finds resistance here, starts breaking down below Monday's low and January's high, that's my shorting opportunity towards here. Now you got to be careful here. That's a retest of the monthly open. That's a big level. If it comes into here, starts bouncing, I'm out. Okay. I'll then wait and see, okay, maybe that was the deviation. And if it does reclaim back above here and hold, then I'll get back on board. That's a deviation. It shouldn't be coming back above here then. If for some reason it does come back above here, that's that long trigger I mentioned. So that was the deep pullback plan I mentioned. Okay. Now let's continue. After that, once you're below the main plays for me shorting, I don't mind missing out on the top. A lot of my plays, like here, my biggest position on the shorts were here with the last final play, because that's when I know the high is in. I know the probability of this objective being reached is high. So at that point, when I know that, then I know I have my range boundaries intact. For example, say here, I'm guessing a top. Whereas if I know the top is in, probability wise, then I can milk it with high confidence plays. Make sense? So if it does do this, if it consolidates and it gets back below here, boom, game on. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to short the fuck out of this if it is the case. Okay. And my main plays, unless he does it in one candle nuke, okay, there, and I'll be milking the son of a bitch. Back towards range. Target one, target two. Let's keep it range level to range level for now. Okay. The stops are going to be resting there then. Okay. So there's my trigger, target. These are all target objectives. Okay. And that's when I'll be entering the shorts, big shorts. Because by them, the probability, many here are good at picking tops, but I sometimes get lucky. Like my short here wasn't really the best entry, but I averaged in decent size as it came down. So I shorted. Once I got new validation, shorted again. Once I got new validation, shorted again. I nailed this one. That was a separate. I got lucky. I got lucky here and showed that. So are my plans clear for Bitcoin? Does that make sense? So one is we'll see if it's going to run the day's lows. Um, is it clear right now? Does that make sense? So right now I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to give me more clarity. I will do ES. I will do ETH. Let me get through this. But the most important thing is once this is realized, then the rest is straightforward. Then because then you know. 1 second. Sending a text. Okay, let's continue. I've marked up my plan. If it's not making sense to you, then I can't help you. Sorry. If my plans don't make sense to you, then I cannot help you. Sorry. There's others out there that may be better. And that's more or less it. That's all I'm waiting for. I know exactly what I need to see. If I see, I get long. If I don't, then fuck it. Now, if you remember, that was my long trigger, wasn't it? So here, I could have been. This is why I went small risk here. I said in that video. It's on my YouTube. It's on my YouTube feed. It's a 12-minute clip. Watch my YouTube clip. You'll find it. I retweeted like 100 times as well. Yeah. But once it confirmed, boom, there's the confirmation play. And it was a big face ripper. Okay. I'm not convinced this is the top. This is not top for me. The reason why is because if I look historically, the way a daily candle tops looks like. So then I gather evidence together in the sense where historical data. And usually a candle like this always gets filled. That wick gets filled first. Okay. Usually gets filled. Like it may do something like this. Like yesterday's candle closed bullish yesterday. Don't be surprised if we do run today's low. We close bullish today. Because as long as we hold that January's high, nothing's really changed. Does that make sense? You're looking at short-term price action, but I flip to this monthly chart. Your mind is changing now, isn't it? I mean, okay, this looks a bit different, doesn't it? It looks a bit different to what you were seeing on a 1 minute chart or a 30-second chart. Does that make sense? Hello, CG143. Hello, Russell, George, Sam Rez, Obez. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. So yeah, keep in mind we're still above that monthly open. Okay. Doesn't matter. It's just about position size. I mean, if you want to protect your capital, use isolated. Just you don't put all your money with exchanges. Any of these exchanges can go down. Even the one sponsored this stream, anybody can go down. Even some of the FX traditional market brokers I use can go down. Keep in there whatever you need, and that's it. I remember I had money with FXCM back in the day, over a decade ago. I had a couple of 100,000 with them. Yes, XO in the house. And then the Euro Swiss. I'll share a little story with you. This is where I shit my pants. Okay, I literally shit myself. This happened. This peg dropped. This fucking Swiss SMB. This happened. No, was this it? Yeah, here. I was watching this. I was actually long. If on the smaller time frame, that was a good longer plate. It was on dollar Swiss at the time. Boom, like that. All of a sudden, I was in bed watching the market, and that's it. I heard the FXCM went down. All these guys went down. Hedge funds blew up. I'm like, oh my god, fucking, I'm not gonna make money. Brokers are liquidated. They got bailed out, luckily, and I withdrew my money straight away. I never kept money with them. I mean, if this happens in traditional markets, one tweet, right, fucking ruins some of these alts. Um, Bitcoin is nothing compared to FX. The volume in FX. So if this can happen in like less than a second, you're fucked. Okay, so just don't keep your money, all of your money. Keep whatever you need. That's why you can leverage. If you can get spot positions, just buy a spot, transfer in cold wallet. The fuck you keep it in the exchange for? Anyways, let's carry on now. Before I do ETHUSD, I'm gonna do Bitcoin. Now, when I went long ETHUSD, one of my systems is that we get a trend continuation for the reason I gave. Right now, this was below here at the time, and I thought, okay, if it's gonna reverse, initially it did, but came back below. So, and then it came back down. So I'm in drawdown at the moment, but it's at range low. So if we can reclaim still, I mean, we could still claim that this ping pong till it's wrong. On the other hand, if Bitcoin and F are, for example, bullish scenario, then which one do we pick? So we go with this pair and we look at this. Fuck, just get to an 8-hour one. Let's go with here. Okay. It's not the cleanest, to be honest with you. I mean, on this time, see, these kind of pairs are fucking messy, aren't they? But okay, let's allow this to be a deviation. Let's go with this, okay, as our floor. Now, if FBTC starts to do the breakdown and hold, then the obvious target is enter the new range now, isn't it? So this is more of a deviation area. So at that point, if F and Bitcoin are bearish, I'd rather go with FUSD shorts towards there. If this happens and FUSD and Bitcoin are bullish, Bitcoin's the better long. Does that make sense? Because if this chart suggests it's going to go down, Bitcoin will be a better play. If this reclaims and both F and BTC are bullish, F's the better long, and vice versa. Okay, that's it. That's all I lit. So I thought, okay, where F was at, we're going to get a key pullback. Now let's go back to F now. So the initial F long, I took a long from here, if you remember. If you recall, 50, fuck yeah. No, we'll go to this chart first. I took a long at 1390. I posted it live. Right at the bottom, boom, targets hit. Now, I did get out around here, and then I got back in. Remember that I said February high? Something like that. So I got out. I can't remember I got out. And then I got back in. Now, this is just doing a pullback. Now, it's taking out the stops there. Just like I wanted with Bitcoin. I'm underwater here. My stop is below here. So if I get stopped, I get stopped. That's fine. If it's going to reverse, I think it's going to reverse from here now, and I'll explain my reasoning behind it. Now, Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin was also trading below January's high, I would have cut this by now. Okay, Bitcoin's still the king of the show. If Bitcoin, that's why I go with a lot of my plans. I go with Bitcoin's doing. If Bitcoin was trading below January's high, I would have cut it. Now, if I wanted to cut it, that's fine, and if it reclaims, that's okay. So, worst case, one hour risk. Now, if I wasn't in this play, how would I approach it? Now, if I look at F on its own merit, okay, F on its own merit is still technically range bound. There's no nuking really. There's no nuking on. If you want to see a nuke, you'll see a nuke. Really and truly, we are still range bound. There's two ways of looking at this. The extreme end of the range is this low here, and then the range highs here. All this trading has been happening within this leg. So that's just still the range. Okay. Now, if it was a big nuke, usually what the market does, if you look back at historically at whatever asset you trade, you run the extreme end, and I could look for a short from there towards there. But if I was to do this, that's my main big short. Okay. And that I'll be looking towards here. That's why I want to run up there. Now, listen, mate, you're just somebody that listens and you don't learn. Relax. Okay. So, what did I expect? If you got a name called Moon Boy, you're gonna act like a 3-year-old. It's okay. Anyways, let's get back to talking to adults. So before that, I'm gonna spark up a cigarette. We'll do this. We'll do ES. We'll do dollar index, and we'll have a look at gold. So let's continue. What do? Oh shit! What happened here? Okay, here we go. So what do I do here is the question. Okay. Now, if I look on the monthly, how does the monthly look like? This is still above the monthly open for now. So I'm not panicking too much. All it's done is taken that stops both sides of February's range. Okay. So if we look at the weekly, okay, it's not too bad. This is it's still Wednesday. Things can change. Okay. So no, I'm not worried too much yet. All this chart has shown me is okay. Within the range, the concentrated areas are more or less above the weekly open still. So we're getting horny for what? Get below the weekly open. Let's start talking. But really and truly, all we've done is taking out the stops from one side and taking out the stops from the other side. We're still technically since January, but just range bound within here, aren't we? If you want to call this a nuke, no, okay, call it a nuke. If it makes you sleep better, that's fine. Okay, it's a nuke. So we're still range bound, so I wouldn't get too horny just yet. Now, let's break this down and say, okay, all I've done is mark out January's range. We're still above. So the easy play for me would be if it was to break, whatever case may be, you speak 9 languages. I speak 14, pussy. Only 9. You only speak 9. What the fuck? Speak at least 14. Come on, man, XO. You got 2 months to learn. 5 won't catch up to me. So the easy scenario, just mark out some scenarios out there. If we ever was to break down a hole below here, I'd be targeting target 1, target 2, target 3. Okay? And then the breakup play, I'm still holding. I assumed another reason was where I see this is where I don't normally chase a trade like that. But in certain situations I do. Because we took out these stops here, and I spoke about the 2030 stops resting, I thought, okay, you know what, this really kind of breakout is going to be a legitimate breakout. That was another reason. Okay. So I'm bringing all the pieces together. Now, if we zoom in, okay, where's monthly open? Let me mark out the monthly open. This could have same. So as soon as Bitcoin gives you the proper trigger, you more or less will have it on Ethereum by default. Okay. They both bottom on top same time though there. So we got this monthly open here. And I'm gonna do that in this color. Now watch this carefully. This could squeeze my. Oh, this is gonna take me out, isn't it? No. Actually, my stops say okay. Let's see if it tests the monthly open. Okay. Now, if we look in the past, okay, if I look in the past, where current price action is at has proven to be a range in itself. So if I look at this, that's the key support area. This has been a range. Okay. So when it came off highs, it came towards this level as a key support, which is here. The moment it gets back below here and starts, that's a motherfucking short. Target 1, target 2. I'll be shorting it. I'll flip. I'll take the hit and I'll start looking for shorts. Target 1, target 2. Done. Okay. So for now, it's proven itself to be support. I mean, here, near enough support. Deviating, got back above, pushed up. Here, well, it did a deeper deviation, then it pushed up. It's just a bit of a messy price action here, but it's still key support area. So this is one clean chart. So below there, I'm going to be looking for shorts. Now, just with that lines up the monthly open. So by then, we'll be below the monthly open. I will play the monthly open strategy and start looking for shorts. Target, target, target. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, I'm going to refine it a bit more with a different chart and just stick to current week's price action. If I was to use current week's price action, Monday's high, Monday's low, we're approaching the consolidation that pushed it up. So now this got deeper than I thought. Okay. Now, it's not looking good, bruv. Now, watching Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does what I said, where's he gone? Where you gone, Bitcoin? Run of these lows. So that's the run of previous day's lows here. That blue line here is the previous day's low. Let's see if it runs these lows, rejects that at the same time. It's still a support to prove it otherwise. So if your swing fails, happy days. We may get a little bounce at least. If it smashes through their game over, then that's when I'll be getting ready for my ETH short. Okay, I'll flip. So right now, we're approaching that. We've got Monday's high, Monday's low. Okay, and we're above the band, but it's not closed yet. I want to see how he closes. This could be a wick now, possible wick. Now, if I was not in this trade, okay, as a separate trade idea, okay, then if you're gonna smoke, what kind of pussy are you gonna smoke one or two a day? At least smoke 20, 30 a day. What's the point of smoking if you're only gonna smoke one or two a day? What the fuck's wrong with you? Be a man. You know what I mean? Smoke at least 20, 30 if you're gonna die. So what we got here is if this gets tagged, watch Bitcoin. Watch Bitcoin. If it does this, it's a range level there, and then reclaims like Bitcoin. At the moment, Bitcoin seems to be the better long. Okay, if it triggers, then that would be my long play towards target, just intraday plays. Okay, T, T, T. Now I may look to play separate day trades, or I may go for Bitcoin. I don't know. Okay, now this is still supported, so I don't want to be shorting support here. However, if this Monday gives in, if Monday does give in, so we got KSR region here. If this blows, mark out this as a bit of a pivot area. As you can see, why do I call this a pivot area? Because this is clean this area here. Got resistance. Once you made a clean break above, you start a big leg up. Support. Once you made a clean break below there. I'd rather short below here because this is a whole support region here. I don't want to be short in that. I'd rather short resistance or break support becomes resistance. Then is game on. There's my short. Target 1 and target 2. Target there. Short trigger. Just like here. Same area. Exact same area. Target. Mitigate my loss and make more money. Unless it is a one candle, then this is fine. Loss is a loss. Does that make sense? My stop loss isn't wide. Your account is small. Okay, you know my name and what? My stop loss isn't wide. Your account is just small. What can I say? I can absorb that stop loss. Doesn't mean much to me. So let's continue. I don't know. I don't need to worry. Here. So let's carry on now. The next play is the breakout play. If I want to play a breakout play, I'd wait for Monday's range. So I'll just stick to this. If it was to reclaim back above January's high, so we're retesting the monthly open, we're retesting a range level. Hang on. Put this chart back together. What I want to see is this is a key level. Let's clean the chart up actually. So assume you know that's January's high. If we do this, that's for the continuation plan. If I didn't want to long it there, then what I want to wait for, so that this will be stops resting. If it does a reclaim, let it consolidate. That then would be a reclaim. That would take us back above January's high. That then becomes a deviation below January's high. That should be the low in for the next leg up, if correct on the idea. Okay. And then that will be my long then. And we take it towards here. Does that make sense? Is everybody clear? So I know I'm going to be shorting below here. Or I'm going to be, if I wasn't in the position, that's going to explain it. Does that make sense? Okay. Now we're going to bring on the ES. Why hasn't Bitcoin run those lows yet? Can Bitcoin quickly run those lows? It's making it difficult. So we're going to go to ES now. Now I'm going to keep it basic for ES. Now, ES is still range bound, if you're depending on how you look at it. I'm still looking at it from the same way as I have for the past couple of streams, the same exact way, like this. We're more or less around the midpoint area here. Okay, so on the midpoint area, it can bounce. Okay, but we're still ping pong within here. If you want to call this doomsday, you can call it doomsday, but we're still range bound until it clears this break below here cleanly. It's still range bound. It's not really done much. Okay, so Also, this region here. So usually when I look for longs on ESO or shorts on Bitcoin, I usually time it with Bitcoin if I can. I mean ES if I can. So if I look here, I marked out the January open and December close. Either one you can take as the yearly open. So it's more or less similar region. So it's a support area still. Okay. And I did do a chart previously and in the last stream. If you look at this, where are we within? We fulfilled more or less majority of this monthly candle. So we got that monthly high that capped the market. And that's why we're looking for shorts. I did do a lot of shorts here. And then I took a loss yesterday. Okay. But my shorts worked out quite well on this. Now I gotta be cautious. It doesn't necessarily have to take this out. It could do, but doesn't necessarily have to. It's a big enough support area. Okay, so what I'm gonna do? Thank you, Rugi, for 99 cents. I didn't even know I had a chat thing. My admin guy set up this chat thing. I just seen it. Uh, okay, I'll give it to charity. Whatever. Say, I'll give it to charity. So what we've got here is the yearly open area. So this is where I'm not in sync at the moment. It's tricky for me in that sense. I really don't know. Yes, I don't have a clean read here. Now, what I do know is if we break below here, break and hold below here, okay, then I will be looking for shorts because then a key support mid range has become resistance, and I'll be giving it. I'll give 99 cents to charity. Target one and target two. Does that make sense? That would take us below the mid range. It'll take us. It's kind of. It'll take us below the mid range. It'll take us below this key area, a yearly open, whichever you want to lose. And that's my short, target one, target two. Does that make sense? At that point, okay, I'll have a clearer picture. Now, if crypto gets below that as well, that's my shorts on Bitcoin as well then. I'm sorry, mate. I'm going to have to kick you out. You're too stupid to attend my stream. You have to be at least 3-digit IQ. Oh, God. If you don't have at least 3-digit IQ, how can he allow you in here? For your own good, I have to kick you out. So let's continue. So that's that there. The second scenario is, okay, yeah, is reclaim back above. So if this is key support, I mean, if you got balls, I mean, sometimes ES can do that dirty wicks. It can do something like this and then get back up. I'm happy to wait. Okay, I'm happy to wait. What I will be looking for is some sort of mid range. Okay, within the first leg. So what we've got here is a key area here. Now, if ES does this, okay, I don't know, I'm trying not to fit the narrative there. That fits the narrative better. Okay, now it's a bit of a pivot here. If I look here, and this will support crypto long. So if this reclaims, then and Bitcoin reclaims, that would support. Thank you for the 10. I'll have I'll A1 Jeff. A1 Jeff. So that well, we got $11 for charity. So what we've got here is this. It's got to reclaim for me. Okay. It's got to reclaim. And if we get above here, then it doesn't mean I'll take the long. I'll use it. I'll give it to there. And I'll play the stops towards here. That for me is a safer play. Okay. There. Is Matty getting crushed? I thought Matty would stop. Oh, I keep saying Matty. Everything's getting crushed, man. It's all getting crushed. Oh God. It's not that. Oh, let's have a look. Well, actually, this is a key support area, isn't it? This is actually key support. This is key support here. Another alt. If you want to look for alts, I wouldn't short it here. If you're shorting it, you should have shorted it below here and then shorted towards there. That's the consolidation. This could be like this, or if it gets below here, game over. Then I'd look to short below there because that's resistance, range high, resistance. There, game over. More Matic memes come out. But for now, one can see this as come off the range support area, high or low towards that. That can be seen as that as well. So you gotta be careful. I'm not long in this. Thank you for the SGD. Like, here's more for charity. Thank you. It doesn't matter. You don't have to give. My admin set this up. It wasn't me. I don't need that. But yes, I'll give it to charity. I don't think I whack you. I don't think I'm going to get taxed for fucking giving this. Yeah. So you're gonna be cautious here. This is still support area. Now, notice what I said. Bitcoin. It all comes down to Bitcoin, doesn't it? Bitcoin's at support for now. I want to still see that run of the low. Then Ethereum. Now, if they flip, I'll be the first one shorting. I'm all over this son of a bitch. This son of a bitch is still getting it. Matic is going to zero. Not yet. Matic will still be going to zero. Thank you, Uma. Adventures. Matic is still going to zero, but it doesn't have to be in one go. It could be like this and then like that. That makes more sense. Okay. But if Matic does this, by then Bitcoin would have gone below. Can you stop saying blur? Admins, can you just kick out these guys that keep repeating themselves? Fucking do my head in. So if it does this and breaks below, then I'll be shorting the fuck out of this. 0.69 for the memes. 0.69 for the memes. Zero. Gifts are back out. But till then, this is a support area for now. Does that make sense? Yes, I did say I will do gold, but if you keep asking, I'm not going to do it. Ask me once more. Ask me to do gold once more. Watch, I'm going to delete it from my watch list. Go on, ask me. So, let's carry on. I'm going to delete Blur from my watch list as well. So, that's that done. So, I'm not confident shorting here. Why would you want to short after a big move? Short at the top or short support become resistance. Okay? Now, carrying on now. So, that's my F plan. Is my F plan's clear? So FUSD is at a mid-range area. We'll have to see what happens, but my short scenarios are clear. If it does it one candle, leave it then. I missed the move. I gotta wait for the next one. Okay. Now let's go to dollar index now, because I bring in all the pieces to the jigsaw together, and we must do dollar index as well because that supports the ES, etc., etc. We go to the dollar index. Now, what's the dollar index doing? Now, dollar index. Let's clean this. Now, I call majority of this leg up. I still think it goes higher. Overall, I think it goes higher, but there's timing for it. Not everything's gonna go in one day. I will play this, and then it could pull back. So what I'm going to be looking for now, you got to be cautious. See, another aim is where ES is at, or SPX, whatever you want to fucking look at it as. They always like correlate together normally. Okay, so what I'm going to be Swat Pakistan, Swabi. I'm from there. Oh, he put on. Pukhtunya, Muhammad Zarak Khan. Chirtane. Okay, so let's carry on. Small world. So let's carry on. And look at it this way. Like on a monthly, I have been saying I'm bullish the dollar index. Okay. But my main target was hit. My main target for this was here. Okay. Let's pull back within this range now. Okay. So what I'll be looking for, hello Nick, how are you? Let's make Nick a mod. Nick, if you see anybody even breathe the wrong way, you don't like their name, um, anything you don't like, block. You need to find a good reason to say not unblocked. Okay, so there is going to be that. Now it's still uncertain for me right now below the monthly open. Okay, it's still early. I mean, it's just hovering around. Now what we're going to do is go down to the lower time frame, and this is where this is the make or break point now. There's a lot of patterns here. Yes, I do speak Pushto. Yes, I am Patan. So let's carry on. We're going to look at this. This is, for now, it's creating a range. Okay, we got the range low here. And what we've got here is range highs. And this is going to be important for now. Are we all in agreement? This is technically a resistance area. Okay. So what we're going to do is resistance. Once resistance got cleared, support, shoot up. Resistance, right back at resistance right now. If it's going to turn from here. Okay. So I would say within the range, I don't have to go for the extreme end. It just makes sense to retest the high that caused the low with the stops. So if it's going to turn, say if I was to short this, that would be a decent short. Invalidation, play towards here. Target 1, possibly target 2. Now this could just become a range now for a while. Or I'd wait. If I want to be bullish, okay. I would personally, I wouldn't want to long it here. I either want to look for longs here or a swing failure of this low and a reclaim. Okay, some sort of structure here forming like this. If it did this and then that, and then I'll just play it towards range highs. Now, if it did break out and hold above, then I'd say that's a breakout then. Okay, look for the breakout retest, then I'll take it. Why am I longing resistance? Yeah, it could be right. It could bust out right now. Okay, but I'll go for target 1 there and target 2 there. Does that make sense? So they're all at inflection points now. We've got the SPX, we've got the dollar index, Bitcoin and ETH as well. But if they do flip those levels, then we're gonna go long. We're gonna change the direction. Does that make sense? Everybody clear? Hence why I'm in two minds right now. Now this could bust out hard, which is fine. We'll be looking for longs. Then if this happens, I'll be short. This will support my crypto short ideas. Okay, that's that. And another sign is, there's different reasons as to why gold can be moving. I'm not no fundamental guy. I'll be honest, but it makes me uncomfortable when gold is going up and the dollar is going up as well. It makes me very uncomfortable going against that. Usually the opposite. Obviously, there's different reasons, risk off or whatever environment. Maybe there's some sort of FA behind it. I'm not expert, so don't ask me about it. I'm no good. But all I know is when everything is in sync with my system, then that's all I need to know. Now, finally, yeah, let's see if he runs these lows. Let's see if he's going to do this. Either they're going to save the floor here, run it, reclaim, okay? I look for trigger, like I said, target one, target two, or if it breaks below, I'll be looking for my shorts. On a daily close below here, I don't want to short it now. The range is extended for me. I'm happy to wait for the daily close, and I'm happy to wait for the system, the plan I marked out for it. Is everybody clear with the plans? I hope that made sense. So if I'm wrong, I'll flip. If the market gives me a trigger, and I'll write it down. Otherwise, I've got the confirmation trigger plans, and I'll wait for the market to give me. I look at alts when I know more about Bitcoin. So if the top is confirmed for Bitcoin, then I look for alts. If the bottom is confirmed and it follows the plan I mentioned, then I look for long on the alts. I'm gonna wait now. Right now, I don't know because SPX or ES is at an inflection point. Dollars at an inflection point. But after the turn, I normally milk it after the turns. So once either the low or high is confirmed. Right now, I don't know. I'm not clear because I can find a long case. Even Matic, look at Matic. I can find the long case for this. The long case for this is it's depending on how you look at it, really. If I was going to the weekly chart, I could say higher low, higher lows. I could say that. I could say that's happening. Okay, depends on how you look at it. I could go to the 4 hour and say, well, I'll clean this chart up. Let's just clean the chart up. I could say to you, well, this is my range high area right now. So what we've got here is I can make an easy case for a long as well. That's range high. Why is that range high? Because resist. 1 second. Fuck off. We've got resistance, resistance. Okay, deviation of the massive resistance turn support. I could say this is the higher low to test the consolidation to push it up. I could say that as well. You see what I mean? How you look at it? Okay, this is a breakout, a retest, long. Hence why I got out here. Now, if it does smash below here, okay, game on then. Game on if it smashes below here. But for now, you're shorting support area. Okay, probability wise, more likely to go higher than lower. So if it does this, okay, let's go then. Because then we've got range lows intact. We've got high probability objectives. Okay. Then I'll play the shorts. Okay. Now what's capping the market? I could say this is range high. Technically, it is range high. That's capping the market right now. I could argue this can easily go back up towards here. Does that make sense? Because it's still within this range. It's actually resistance becomes support now. In this area, longs are more support probabilistic wise than shorts. Does that make sense? Even I'm the last person that's one that wants to say that about Matic, but I have to say it if the market's like this. Does it make sense? But okay, below here, then that's fine. But for now, resistance has become support. Is everybody clear with that? So even Matic is sort of being in sync with a bit of Bitcoin as well when it comes to key inflection points. Okay, that's enough from me. I hope you guys liked the video. I'll catch you guys soon. By then, I'll keep an eye on my Telegram or Twitter. The only one is in my pin tweet or in this bio. Like the video, please subscribe to the channel. I want to get up to what am I on? 50 something. I want to get up to 60k subs on YouTube. So you do that if you can. Big thanks to Prime XBT for making this happen, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye bye.